What's
Okay,
up?
count me in, babe. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Hi, my name is Joanna Ross. Welcome to You Only Wear It Once. Hashtag YOWO. This is a podcast where I'm in my wedding gown, of course, and I make my guests wear their wedding gowns because it's usually the most expensive thing in your closet and you only wear it once. Our guest today, she has a solo comedy show called Not the One, a Love Story. She's the author of The Symptoms of My Insanity, producer, host of the podcast recorded live at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival called Polly and a Pint. She's the co-producer of the amazing monthly comedy show called Golden Spiral. She tells stories. She's a writer. She's a singer, which I did not know. Actress, comedian. Please welcome the quadruple threat, Mindy Raf. Yay!
Yay!
Did I get it all? Is there anything I should change?
I mean, I can add a lot more credits. No,
Oh.
you got it. Please.
Okay, good. I got it.
Who wants to listen to their bio read? It's worse
I
than
know,
putting
you're
on a
saying-
wedding dress.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I'm in my wedding gown. That is the bio. Okay, then let's go into it.
I love it though. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You deserve that. And again, I did not know you were a singer. We're going to get her to sing today. First questions first. You're back in your wedding gown. How does it feel? How does it feel? I'm like,
It feels good. I mean, I don't know. Like,
yeah, take
cool.
a moment. Take it in. The question is, have you worn it since your wedding?
I have not. No.
Okay, so this is the first time. And you got married how long ago?
2019.
Ooh, okay, so that's 6 years? Wait, well, almost
Yeah,
6 years.
March of 2019. We were
so it is 6 years.
Literally a year before lockdown.
Oh, wow. Okay, so then you went through lockdown, so that's 25 years marriage. Yeah, right. Okay, so being back in your gown, do you have any feels?
I mean, I kind of was like, oh, I wish like I could go like play in this and go dancing and like, because you know, it was like, oh, this is like nice to wear it when I'm not stressed about a wedding.
So different.
So I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it's a very different circumstance, which I think is hilarious. That we're just on a couch, two girls hanging out, talking about just talking in their wedding gowns, which is like, I said this a long time ago. It's so that Friends episode where they're just like they just like rented wedding gowns, but now we're really in it. We're like back, and again, such different circumstances. Like you were saying, I don't have my people. Like who's doing my makeup?
Yeah, like my family's not around. It's such a it's like such a traditional like thing to wear, but also like as I put it on, I tried it on once this morning before I got here just to make sure it's still still
got on.
up.
Yeah.
And I was looking in the mirror and I was like, bitch, you're a different person.
Ooh.
I was like, you've gone on a journey. Like we're not.
Okay.
You know, it's like it was nice to acknowledge the passage of time, like in my body, in the dress. Like I love who I was then. And I was like, cool. Like looking at myself in the mirror, like, you're doing great.
You know what? First of all, you should be in the mirror saying you're doing great. It's an amazing gown. And I think that is half the reason I did this. It's like the journey we do to get in the gown is something. And then we wear it one day and then that is it. Now, no matter what you did, and we will get into that, but like the dress is like, you know, did you have anyone go look for the dress with you? You know, how many places did you go? So let's go there first. How many dresses did you try on before you landed on this one?
So I did a thing on Instagram called...
I saw it. That's why I asked the question. I'm like, I know you have an answer for this. Okay, go into that whole spiel.
So I did something called Wed Wednesday, where every Wednesday I would try on a dress, take a photo, do a silly little caption, and like post the dress.
Say it again. Wed
Wednesday.
Okay.
So on Wednesdays I would post it, and I made a little hashtag. And so I think it was a way, like looking back, it was probably a way for me to just like deal with the stress of, sorry, I bumped the mic.
No, it's okay.
Looking back, it was kind of a way for me to maybe deal with the stress of the situation. And I think it's ADHD where I tend to turn everything into like a thing. So I was like,
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was like, let's turn this into a full-on Instagram journey.
Wedding shoot. Yeah. Okay.
So
did you make up hair or just like wedding gown?
Just dresses and gowns. I probably put on makeup when I was going out because I knew I'd be taking a photo.
Oh, so you went to places, took a picture in the gown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was shopping for a dress, but at the same time, I definitely
making it a thing.
tried on dresses I probably wouldn't have tried on because I was doing this thing where people wanted to see different dresses. So with respect to the people who work at the places, but I really didn't go to any traditional. I went to one traditional place. The rest was off the rack. Like I was at like Nordstrom's. I went into Saks. Like I didn't do traditional wedding dress shopping. So I felt okay because I was mostly carrying my own. I wasn't like asking people to grab random dresses.
Oh, I get it. So you were like more concerned, like, I don't want this. What do you call the bridal people that actually try? I mean, they must have a name because I feel like they're more important than just a salesperson. It's the wedding gown.
I guess gown expert.
Gown expert. We'll call them the gown experts.
I don't want to waste anyone's time because I respect, I'm not going to be like, grab me this random dress. But But when I went to myself, so I think I maybe tried on 20, 25.
Yes. I want, excuse me, I want to know about every gown. So I will say that when I went to Kleinfeld's, because I did go to Kleinfeld's with my family and some friends. No, actually, no, just my family, nieces and my sisters. And I was like, I thought it was really weird that they only allow you to try on a certain amount at these nicer, whatever, traditional places. And I'm like, but I don't know what I want.
It's very controlled, right?
Yes.
I didn't ended up going there because I went with my sister, and I remember thinking if I ever get married, I didn't like the control of it.
Okay.
But I wanted to try on everything. And I was like, why can't I try on everything?
I wish we were like, we just went together because this would have been.
Did you get yours at Kleinfeld's though? This is gorgeous. But
thank you. We'll get
to
we'll go.
It's about me now. Okay.
It's about you. So sorry, my voice. Okay. So what was the break? Yeah, I mean, it's right here. What was the traditional place you went to?
Oh my God, I forget the name of it. I should have. Looked it up. It was somewhere in the West Village, I believe.
Okay.
And I went there because they had this dress I saw online that I wanted to try.
Okay.
It was like kind of bohemian, and I tried it on, and I did love it, and it fit well, but it was like out of my price range.
Okay, so you had a price range.
I mean, I definitely knew I wasn't gonna spend. Yeah. I had a price range. I feel like I didn't know how much they were, so I was like, oh, I wonder.
I agree.
So I think the dress was like $3,800 when I tried it on, but then when afterwards she's like, well, we need to alter it, and you need to like do this and that. So all in all, it would have been like $5,000.
Oh yeah,
and which is not. I guess it's a standard. That's like a middle of the range.
Yep.
But for me, I was like, I think that it wasn't a dress I could ever wear again, and I didn't have any. I just was like, I can't afford this dress.
I think
so. I said goodbye to it.
Yeah, you said bye-bye. I actually agree with you. Like, I didn't know how much it costs. I go and all I know is say yes to the dress. So say yes to the dress is like $2,000 to $20,000 to like, and all in between. So I kind of figured $5,000. Like, I didn't want to spend it, but that's what I thought like would be like, but I also think you'd up it if you're like, I love this dress so much. Yes. I will, so I thought I'd be pushed into something. So you went to one traditional place, tried on something, and then you're like, nope, too expensive. Yeah. And then did you like look at bridal magazines to know what you wanted to try on next? Like you said you tried on 20. How did you know which styles you wanted to try on? Did you have an idea of the style you wanted, or not at all?
I think I just didn't want traditional. So I knew that I didn't want white. Okay. And I knew that I didn't want like a gown. Like I wanted I want a little color or something like something chill, I guess is what I said, and maybe vintage. Oh. So, and I guess I was always like, I want something that looks a little queer, but I don't know what that means for femme. I know like if I was like presenting masculine, I'd wear kind of a suit, or even femme, you could wear a suit. But I wanted to wear a dress, but I just wanted to look queer. Okay. And I don't even know what that meant, but in my head, I was just like, for me, it meant non-traditional because that's where I landed back then. Right. It's like, okay, I just want to like feel like it represents me. Right. Of course. And I wear a lot of colors and patterns. So my goal was to like find something with a little color, which isn't a traditional wedding dress. Right.
So did you like, but I feel like when I did see your Instagram, I feel like you did try on maybe some traditional gowns. Am I correct on that?
I tried on some just like for more bohemian traditional gowns, which I think they were like traditional, but they were like a little more like little like cream colored lace or they were a little like less like cake topper. Like your gown is gorgeous, but they weren't as formal as your gown. Because it's also like a resort in Mexico. It was like a hacienda. Oh, okay. So it was like I felt like it was going to be a more casual affair. So it was, I guess, less formal than traditional too.
Okay.
But I looked at like vintage websites, like consignment shops. And then I would go onto like those websites where you can like get designer dresses. And I had a lot of stuff mailed to me that you could ship back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't
That's
know.
Great.
Anytime I saw someone who I liked what they looked online, I would like reverse Google upload, figure out the designer. So I was like doing little spreadsheets.
Oh, okay. So you really went in like hard. And I love that because I've had so many guests on that are like, oh, I just tried on one and that was it. And I was like, wait, what? How did you? I was actually very excited to have you on the show because I'm like, I know Mindy tried on more than one gown. I'm telling you.
I love trying on. I'm for
performers.
Like, it's a costume. Like, who doesn't want to try on a million costumes?
I mean, absolutely. And I felt like I don't know what I want, first of all. And second of all, if it was a job, I would want that job to try on wedding gowns because I had so much fun. Yeah. I wanted every gown I tried on. I was just like, oh, I like this one. I mean, obviously some I liked more than others, but I was like, these are all beautiful. Wedding gowns I also think are very well made. Like it's the best made thing I have in my closet for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So where did you end up getting this gown?
So this gown, we were almost 3 months before the wedding. I had not
You've been trying on gowns and you waited 3 months before?
I just didn't find anything I liked. So, and I kind of was always like, I'm very wooey. I was like, oh, like it'll come.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, I'll grab something off the rack. It's going to be fine. Like I'm pretty low maintenance.
Okay.
But not really. But I'm saying that. I'm like, I'm pretty low maintenance. And everyone who's met me is like, oh.
So you're not low maintenance, but you pretended to be.
But I'm chill dressing on the side, blah, blah, blah.
Got it.
But I also really, my goal truly was to be comfortable because I really can't I wanted to because I have these boobs, I wanted something that like wasn't strapless.
Okay.
Because I was nervous about like malfunctioning and stuff. So I was like, I just kind of wanted to like keep my boobs in.
Okay, not display boobs. Just
I just wanted to keep them in and have a little color. And so anyway, I
feel like, I don't know how old you are, Mindy, you don't have to tell me, but I feel like also at your age, like I feel like you're like, when you get married, you're like, you know how you feel in certain clothing and you want certain things to happen. And we both talked about like sitting down, like wedding gowns are not sitting dresses.
Yeah, I changed out of this after ceremony into a rainbow colored sparkling onesie. I wore this.
Did you bring that?
I didn't bring it, but I have pictures I can show you.
Please, yeah, it will be
I thought about it, but I was like, well, it's not the dress. It's like this. It's like that was like the dance outfit.
Oh my God, I love that you had a costume change.
I did a full costume change.
Okay, full costume change. We'll get into that.
Sorry, we can get back to where I got this. Sorry, I'm like going off on.
No, I made you go off. And also, like the first time I sat down in this was when we had dinner at the wedding, and I was like, oh. I mean, I'm cross-legged right now, and you can't see anything. But when I sat down, I was like, "Oh, the corset goes way too low."
Yeah,
so I was on the edge of my seat, which I know that you were like, "I need to be more forward," which is like, yeah, I get it. Like the gowns aren't. Why don't they let you? It's so funny. They, as wedding experts in the wedding field, you should be like, sit down real quick because you will sit down at your wedding at some point to eat. Usually,
there should be like a thing you could pull, and then you could
Yeah, you might. I mean, would you do you think you would have stayed in this dress to say that the sparkly outfit didn't exist, the rainbow outfit didn't exist? If someone said during your buying of this dress, sit down, do you think you would have bought that dress?
Do you think I would have?
Because it's so hard to sit in. You were like, oh, would you have bought it anyway?
I mean, probably because I love this dress.
You're in. Okay, done.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I want when I tried it on.
Oh, so you had all the feels.
Yeah, I saw it on the rack and I was like, oh, if this fits me, this is it. Like this.
Okay.
And also I got it, which I didn't mention. I went to a sample sale.
Oh.
An Alice and Olivia sample sale. Which is it's super colorful. I've always loved their stuff. It's very out of my price range.
I've never tried anything on. I know what you're talking about. I always love it because of the color.
It's lots of color.
Yeah.
And their stuff is kind of tiny, some of it. Okay. I don't know anything about the design.
I don't know anything. I just am like, I shouldn't try that on.
Yes, because I'm like, this is too tiny and too expensive.
Yeah.
But they had a sample sale at this place, I don't know, Fifth Avenue or something.
Okay.
I just went by myself. And I was like, I didn't go to look for a wedding dress. I was like, oh, maybe I can get like a blazer, like a sparkly, I don't know, something from them for under like whatever.
Yeah.
And then I saw this dress. It was the only dress that like looked like this in the middle of like a bunch of black sequin jumpsuits.
Oh,
and
why didn't you get a black sequin jumpsuit?
I actually got the black.
Okay, I'm like, wait a minute.
I did pick up a black sequin tuxedo jumpsuit on sale plus this dress. And I was thinking I was going to change into that, but then I found another sequin one.
I'm so upset.
On ASOS for like $50. But like,
I need a sequin jumpsuit. Just anyone out there that's listening, I do need a sequin jumpsuit. Go ahead.
I will say, as a PSA, if you are getting a sequin jumpsuit for the armpits, get some clear nail polish or fabric because they can scratch the crap out of your armpits if they're not good sequins.
I exactly know what you're talking. Wait, why nail polish?
Because if you put clear nail polish really thick over them, they can like cause a sealant. For the sequins because they can get really
amazing.
Itchy.
I mean, this podcast is already so informative.
Your sequins. Anyway, I found this on the
sample
thing.
sale.
I grabbed it with a bunch of other stuff, and I looked at it like this might fit me.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I think I don't even know. I think it was a size 6, maybe.
Okay.
I don't even know what size I am now.
Okay.
It was a sample size, so I wasn't sure.
And you also don't know how it was cut.
I don't know
Why
how
is
it
it
works.
there? Yeah, exactly.
But I just looked at it and I was like, I think. Anyway, I got into the dressing room. There were like 30 girls in one room.
50 women, trying stuff on.
Everyone. It's like madness.
Yeah.
And I put it on and it just zipped up. I mean, like not
perfectly.
It fit like it was coutoured to my body.
Oh, yes.
And I just looked in the mirror and I was like, ooh. And then some girl next to me goes, that's so cute on you. Like, kind of like, are you going on vacation? Because it kind of looks a little resorty.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And I was like, oh, I think it's for, I said my wedding, but she thought a wedding.
Oh.
And then she was like, oh, like that's so fun for a wedding. I go, oh no, for my wedding. And she goes, your wedding. And then she screamed. And then a bunch of girls behind me were like, it's for her wedding. And they were like, oh my God. And I was just like, full Bridget Jones Diary. Like,
yes. And that is what you need when you put it on, right? Like you want that. Like maybe you don't want your family there because they might be like, I don't like it. And then you're like, this is not what I wanted at all. You guys all need to be shut up. That is the best. That you're like, all these people, all these women, all these people, like there's like there's strangers in there. So there are strangers, but there's like,
a bunch of women ranging 20s to 40s who are in this dressing room.
Perfect. Just giving you all the praise and love that you need at that moment when you put it. Yeah.
And I think the stranger would be, if I was if it was, I would be like, that's great. I'd be happy for you, but I wouldn't like scream if I didn't love it. So I was like,
you're like,
I genuinely liked it.
Yeah. You took it as a positive. You took it as a win, but also, if there was someone in there like, like 55, 67, be like, I don't think that's a wedding gown, lady. Yeah. So you did get the right people and you look gorgeous in it. So I think they were all correct at screaming that this is your wedding gown.
And because it was a sample sale.
Oh, wait, how much was it?
So honestly, it's the most thing I'm proud of in my life is how cheap my wedding dress was. And when I tell people, they get angry.
Yeah.
It was a little under $200.
Oh. And no alterations. You said it fit you like a glove. So
I added this chicken cutlet thingies in. I think the alterations were half the cost of the dress.
Which is, but by the way, if you needed to hem that, because like, I was obviously think that you're going to watch this, but if you're not watching this, this is like, there's like lace, there's appliques, there's so much on it. So if you had to shorten it or take it in, it would have been triple of what you paid.
I don't even know you could alter this because of the way it like.
Oh yeah, it looks great. It looks great.
She
it looks amazing.
added these little check-in couplet, and then she added this. No one can see it, but there's a tie in the back.
Oh, that was added.
There was no tie, so she added this little tie.
Good job. Good. Wait, and you're saying that was $100?
I think that was like $125 for the alterations.
That's. I mean,
I guess that's pretty cheap too, but
it is.
I could be wrong about that.
The chicken cutlets. I mean,
Yeah, I could be. No, I think the alterations were like a little over $1.
Did they know it was your wedding gown?
So here's the thing. I didn't want to say that because people tend to up the price for that. But I think in the end I did say something, but she was super chill and like just like
honesty. You were honest.
And the gossip, the tea.
Yeah.
Is that when I got it altered, the assistant sent a message to me. Was it an email? It was like, I loved your dress so much. If you ever considered after the wedding selling it, like wanted the dress.
What?
Like I got an offer, like, which I was like a little unprofessional, but also I was like, that's right. Like, I was
you're like, I got it. I got style. I got grace.
And I kind of was like, oh, I could sell it. I'm like, I could sell it for $5. I can make some money up. And then I was like, no, Mindy, like.
Okay, that's a good question. Why did you want to keep it? Did you think you were going to wear it again?
I don't know. I think I wanted to keep it just because, I don't know, it's a dress I got married in. Like,
no, I if someone would have said that to me, I think I might have.
If I was strapped for cash, which I wasn't.
I mean, yeah.
Like, it's always in the position of privilege. Like, I wasn't strapped. I wasn't just breaking evens. But if I was like, this whatever money I spent on this wedding and dress, like, I'm gonna need that $500 back. Like,
right.
And let's make some money. Like 100%, I would have sold it, but I didn't need to. So I felt like the privilege of getting to keep it and not having to sell it.
Okay. And
nice.
Also, it wasn't like you spent under two.
The shoes. I splurged on the shoes.
Yes. Wait, can we get like a close up of the shoes?
They're
like
that scuffy,
is beautiful. I mean, they're gorgeous. Like you already have color, but I love a pop of color on a shoe.
Little pop, yeah.
Where'd you get them?
I got them at their John Fluvog shoes.
I don't know any designers.
I didn't know who this designer was, but there was a store in Dumbo and I walked by and I just loved, there's like, I know, it's like
New York sound.
It's that sound that's like, I can't afford John Fluvog shoes anymore.
There was an ambulance going by. I don't know if you can all hear that. Yeah. You're like, how much were the shoes?
The shoes were, I think, $300.
Oh, yeah. But you know what? You get to when you
more than the dress.
Yes. I feel like my dress was cheaper than you, like, I would say when you look at it, you're like, oh my God, what'd you pay? And when I walked in, I was by myself as well because I love to try on gowns. And I just started going by myself because I'm like, I don't need my friends to have to do this all the time and like drag someone. And I loved it no matter what. Like I didn't need anyone there.
Yeah, I like being by myself.
Yes, and I could just take some time in it. And so it was $1,200. And she goes,
good.
If you buy it right now, $800.
Oh.
And I was like, what's wrong with the dress? So I felt like
where'd you get yours?
I don't remember the name.
Isn't that so funny? We don't remember the names.
Yeah, I could walk by it with you, but it's not there anymore. I think it was the longest bridal shop in New York City at the time. Okay. And I don't know if they moved or it's gone. But what was weird about it was that, in my head, you buy a gown a year before and you have to get alterations.
Yeah.
So mine has like crisscrosses in the back. So you just like cinch it up or let it loose or whatever. But it was too long. And I was like, okay, when can I come pick it up after you order it? And she's like, oh, come by in 2 days. I'm just getting it cleaned for you. And I was like, am I buying a secondhand gown?
Yeah, like what? It's
too
easy.
I don't get it. Why isn't it being ordered? That's why I'm like, oh, maybe I would have just like, and also like it's very of the time 2025, like people are donating their gowns. Like there was a girl that I wanted to have on the show and she's like, oh, I'm donating it the day after I get married. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, and she's like, yeah, why not? I got it secondhand. I actually looked at try to, buy like something more glamorous secondhand, but I feel like I have to try it on and like
it's too hard for I was nervous. I looked at some vintage stuff that people were selling.
Yeah.
But I had to pay for it before I.
Yeah, and then you're like, and I don't know if you're short. I'm short, because we're just sitting. Like
relatively speaking, yeah, I'm under 5'2".
Oh yeah, okay. I'm under 5'1". I say I'm 5'1", but I don't think I'm right.
I think we're like the same height. Yeah, and so I'm like I'm 5'1.5".
Yeah. So everything I wanted to, and maybe would this happen to you? Like everything I thought I wanted didn't necessarily look good. Like my dream as a little child, baby Joanna, was like, the bigger the gown, the better kind of thing. I also danced prior, so like I am used to wearing costumes.
Yeah.
So I thought I would want this big, and we were getting married on the beach, and I didn't care. I was like, no, I want a big ball gown for the beach.
You're like, I'll wear I want a Cinderella. Yeah.
So when I tried some stuff on, I was like, that doesn't look too good. Did you have that happen to you? Like where you tried stuff on, you're like, oh wow, this is not what I thought it would be on me.
I mean, honestly, everything I tried on looked amazing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, you're just kidding. I was like, yeah, yes.
No, yeah. I mean, I think in my head, I really like the idea of like a sheath, like a minimalist, like naked type of, like there's like, I think this episode of Sex and the City where Sarah Jessica Parker is wearing a dress they call the naked dress, where it's just like a piece of skin colored satin.
Yeah.
And like, that's like in my head, how I think like, oh yeah, you're just like gonna like put something on, like, but I'm like 5'1".
Yeah, I get it. We can't do
big
that.
Old boobs and like, I get hips and like other body parts that I love and respect. And like, that doesn't, we need to put clothes on.
Yeah, we don't, I always call it, like, you've heard the
Structure,
term.
I need structure.
Yeah, hanger body, right? Like, we don't,
Yes.
once you have boobs, anything that just is supposed to go straight down doesn't on us, so it goes out and then straight down, and then you're like, oh, it's not what it's supposed to look like anymore. And then add in your hips, and you're like, I don't know what I look like right now. It's just, it's like, we're like a tent. I always called it like, like,
yeah, like kind of maternities you a little bit.
And then you're like, that's not what I was going for right now. But yeah, it's been, I think structure for sure. And I think wedding gowns, obviously, most of them have a crazy structure inside, which that's why I think they're very well made. And so, like, I have a corset inside of here, and there's nothing else I own that has a corset inside of it. But yeah, for sure, it is like when you have boobs and hips, you need to try it on, and it needs to hit in the right places. And it's a very different, it's a different game out there for us.
I need to know what you want. Like, I personally thought I wanted a big skirt so I could let my stomach out and eat and because it's like sometimes that's kind of the beauty of hiding under this bustle if you care about that kind of thing, which I don't think we should, but patriarchy. So if you want don't want to have to worry about a stomach, you can hide all your stuff under the dress. And so when I got this, I was like, oh, I never thought I'd get a dress that was like
form-fitting,
but
really? Okay.
But I just really loved, and I love the back of it, which you can't see, but it's a totally open back. Mostly.
Okay, well, before we get off the couch, we don't want to get up and get back down. That's crazy.
It took us 25 minutes for me to sit down.
To position ourselves for the cameras. That's what took the time. That's my family wanted me in a form-fitting gown, and I think
so they had opinions.
Oh yeah, they had opinions, and I was like, no, I don't. I think it's so funny. In my head, that wasn't my vision, and that's not bridal to me. But I know that, I tried some on, and again, for a wedding on the beach, it's probably what most people would say to have, more like a form-fitting
mermaid type thing.
Yeah, or just like you said, like a sheath dress. So that's what you called just like a whimsical, as I'm walking on the beach.
Fabric is blowing.
Yeah, exactly. And
sea salt's in your poussée, and you're like, everything's great.
Yes. There's a pigeon or a bird or a seagull behind me, and the white sand. And I was like, it's so not what I wanted, but I really think it was more mental about my dance days and about body image. And I'm like, oh, but if I eat, what if my stomach hangs out? Yeah. And I wanted something more corseted. And I think the form-fitting things were beautiful, but I think I just went back to my dance days and how much pressure I put on myself to be perfect, and the dieting and that exists anyway.
It's programmed into us. I had to meditate on some photos I'm gonna want to breathe and have fun, and I'm gonna have a little pooch because I have I don't have a six pack, and I have a body.
Yeah.
And I think even trying it on today, I mean, I know we're skinny. Let's not pretend we're not skinny people, in the terms of categorizing body types. But, it's all the hangups that you have, no matter what size you are, of that perfection. We're taught with white supremacy that we have to look perfect and toned and
and it's
Photoshopped.
The wedding day.
And it's the wedding day. But I saw some photos where it's oh,
absolutely.
You have a body. It's gorgeous. You're alive. God bless.
Oh, Mindy, I mean, first of all, put that on a t-shirt, because it's just not what happens, right? It's just not we can sit here and say it all the time, and I'm going to go home and, start editing some things that are on camera, and I'm like, oh my God, my belly's hanging over my high-waisted jeans that I love. How did that happen?
Yeah.
So the wedding, I think, was I think, again, I think it's so deep-seated. I've done so much work from my dance days and eating disorders and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really proud of that, but I know it, again, that is probably why I didn't have a form-fitting dress. I was just no. And this, again, this
wedding brings all that stuff up.
Yes.
It augments every single thing that you have.
And this is a perfect time. Bubbles break. Excuse me. Do you want to say what it is?
To our beautiful bodies.
Absolutely, to our beautiful bodies.
Today's Bubbles break is brought to you by Pellegrino.
Yes.
Hey, we're not Perrier like those fucking animals. We're Pellegrino. Consider other options other than champagne at your wedding, Pellegrino.
Pellegrino, yay!
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to hydrate at your wedding and not.
Were you afraid of passing out?
It was hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge drinker anyway, but
no alcohol, or just not a huge drinker.
Yeah, not a huge drinker. I don't drink currently, but
right.
I did drink at the wedding. It was a lot of tequila, so it was delicious.
Ooh, oh, okay. Wait, I love that you're like, I don't drink a lot, and then you're like tequila.
No.
Like you're a hardcore. You're like, I drink whiskey, just
I don't
brown
drink
stuff.
currently, yeah. But it's mostly. I always say it's like the dorkiest reason. It's just like acid reflux and GERD.
No,
I'm like,
you have to tell. I love it.
Like, I have a problem, but it's really just bowels. It's like just acid reflux, basically.
You know what? Everyone wants to know these things. We are not perfect, and we are in wedding gowns. That is beautiful.
So 6 years ago, I was fine, but now I'm well into my 40s, and I'm like, you know what?
Oh, acid. Okay.
Mama can't handle agave anymore.
Okay. You know, but that does happen. How many people do you know that are like, oh, I can't drink white wine, I only drink red or that because of my stomach.
Yeah, so
I'm still going for it. Yes. I definitely think I'm allergic to something, but let's just keep going till I find out.
Oh my God. I found out, this is totally off topic, but I did find out I have all these allergies recently, and so I can't wear out most of my makeup. So when I was, which is related to this.
Wore out? Wait, I'm sorry?
Oh, I found out I had these allergies, so I'm allergic to a lot of my makeup.
Oh, what?
So when I found out I was doing this podcast, I was like, oh, I really want to put on like the way I did my makeup for the wedding. Because I had like pink and blue liner, but I'm allergic to like fragrance and nickel and some potassium dichromate something. Anyway, so I'm doing a thing where I don't wear stuff on my face, just tinted moisturizer and mascara.
Well, you look gorgeous.
So I was like, oh my God, I don't have my wedding makeup. But that's a big deal, like when you think about putting your face on and like
let's get into that, like all the and we'll get back to like how did you
that was my tangent.
How did you find out? And then we'll go back.
That's not even related to wedding stuff. But
okay. Yeah. This is like of now.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to go down the tangent, but I wanted to mention it because today I was thinking about how much I guess it's related to how much we've changed and like how different we are. And I was like, oh, like you're not wearing certain hair products or makeup products anymore. And you're still beautiful, and
absolutely
you blah blah blah, like all the things about like loving your body and whoever you are.
Acceptance. Are we talking about acceptance?
Acceptance. Yeah. For the acid reflux.
Yeah.
And the allergies.
I mean, as I'm burping, I feel like acceptance is huge, and I don't even know. You know, I teach. I mean, talk about a tangent right now. I teach students yoga, and my older clients, sometimes I'm like, when does it end? Like, when do I finally accept myself? And sometimes I see them at 60 and 70 and 80, and even my mother, like, it's not there. They're like, oh, I gotta, my arms, like, how do I tone my arms? And I'm like, Ma, you're 82. Who cares? Like, when do we not care anymore? So I get it. Like, and also, again, this is such a different circumstance. Like, we don't have our people. And my makeup, I was like, oh, it's, summertime, so I'll have a tan. Isn't that enough? And, I'm like, nope, not, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, going back to before you got the makeup, you got the dress, it's 3 months. What are you doing to get ready for your wedding, which is where?
We got married in San Miguel de Allende at a hacienda outside the city of Mexico.
That is a lot of words. Let's say that again. Say that again.
We got married at a beautiful hacienda called Las Trancas.
Okay, amazing.
Las Trancas. It was really, really beautiful. Outside of San Miguel de Allende in Mexico. We originally wanted to get married in Brooklyn or like somewhere in New York because that's where all of our people are. But when we priced it out, we realized one night in Brooklyn would cost us a lot of money, or we could have like 4 to 5 nights for much cheaper in Mexico. And we wanted a small wedding anyway, so we kind of we're thinking destination and just be those douches.
We were those douches.
If you love us,
you'll come. Absolutely.
And if you love us and you can't come, we'll party in Brooklyn. We'll make
another
it back.
time. Exactly.
No big deal.
Exactly. Okay. So, but how did you land on Mexico? Like, there's other places. Is there any kind of not through line, but is there any like, I can't think of the word, and that is being 50, everybody. Okay, is there any...
menopause.
Menopause, thanks. Whole other podcast now. Is there any attachment to Mexico? Is there any, like, family there? Is there any
no
nostalgia? Okay.
I was Googling on Pinterest. I was on Pinterest and I searched succulents and twinkly lights because I was just looking for like things I liked.
Okay.
I was like, and I saw this beautiful photo of this archway.
Okay.
With succulents and twinkle lights. And then I clicked on it and it was this hacienda called Las Trancas.
Shut up.
And I was like, oh, they do weddings. And I was like, I want to take a photo on this archway of succulents and twinkle lights. And I was just totally an aesthetic. And we knew if you're going to do destination and you want it nice and it's, you know, you're going to want to go to a beach. But if you go to like West Coast US, it's still really expensive.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I wonder. I'd never been to San Miguel de Allende. I didn't know much about it.
I've never heard it. Yeah.
So I looked it up. They did weddings. And then.
Is it a place you can stay at or just an event space?
So the Hacienda is a hacienda. So there's like 12 rooms. It's gorgeous. Yeah, there's like horseback riding. It's like it's like a resort basically, but it's private. And then they do weddings there. So your wedding party can like stay at the hacienda, and then everyone else, we stayed there.
Okay.
And the rooms are like old churches. So
love it.
Our room, I can send you a photo later if you want to see it. But so all the rooms you stayed in were like these giant like old Catholic churches basically. So it was like giant ceilings. There were crosses everywhere. I mean,
Mindy, you know why I'm laughing. I'm like, I don't think either of us would like that at all. I'd be like, no, yeah.
I had like gay Jewish wedding at a Catholic church in Hacienda.
Catholic, and I would have been like, no.
I kind of loved it because I was like, this is gorgeous because nobody does aesthetics like a church. Like it's beautiful.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
It wasn't really religious. It was just kind of like, oh, it's like gorgeous tiles and like, it was like, you know, colorful.
That's where you were looking up. Twinkly lights and succulent. And look at you love color.
I matched the hacienda. Yeah. I like
Did
truly.
They have stained glass windows?
They had like beautiful yes, they had these little stained glass. And weirdly, my wife Antonia had never been to temple, and even though we weren't going to have because I'm not super religious.
Okay.
So I never like took them to temple.
Right.
And I hadn't like been to temple since I'd been gay, basically.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of need you to go to like one temple before we get married. Sure. Just, I don't know why, like energetically.
It's kind of like taking your partner to your therapist.
Yes. I was like, you should just experience, in case we get a rabbi to marry us, which we were thinking about. I was like, you should experience one Shabbat service.
Okay.
So I took Tony to this gay temple I think it was on 34th Street. I forget the name of it. We went to this temple. It was like gay rabbis, gay cantor. It was so amazing. Super queer. And then at the end of this service, they said, "Does anyone wants to talk about why they're here?" Blah blah blah. And this guy got up and he said, "My name is Steve. I don't remember his name.
Steve.
I'm in town from San Miguel de Allende."
Shut up.
And this is before we decided officially to get the place. We were like, should we really go to Mexico?
Kismet.
Antonia, my now wife, stands up in front of this entire temple and goes, "My name is Antonia Predovan and I'm getting married in San Miguel de Allende."
And that's how they told you. They're like, okay, so we were doing that.
Literally everyone's like, "Oh my God, applause." Then we're at the Kiddush or whatever. And the Kaddish and Kiddush are very different things.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know either of these things.
One's for a funeral, one's to kibbutz after Shabbat.
You weren't at the funeral one. Okay.
We were at the social one.
Okay.
And everyone's like losing their crap because they're like, "Oh my God," like talking to us about wedding and plans. And we had not, even decided.
Talked about it, decided yet.
I had just shown them the website, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, and that guy's like, "Oh, I can hook you guys up with a rabbi and yada, yada." So.
And how did Antonio feel about being at temple? Just out of curiosity, because Dan, I don't know what he wasn't really raised religious, but his mom is Catholic, his dad is Jewish, and he'll come to, like, my mom makes us go to church sometimes. Makes us, but we go to church with my mom, and he's like, "I love this." I'm like, "I hate," and I was like, "What is wrong with you?" So I'm wondering, how was Antonio's experience?
I think that Antonia didn't mind him. We only went once. We haven't been back. So like, it's because that's not.
One and done is really easy compared to. I don't
mind it, but it's like, the gay temple, it was gay too. Mm-hmm. I didn't take them to like traditional, temple I grew up at, which was I'm Reformed. It wasn't bad.
Right.
But I think like it
also when you grow up, it's a little different than just going one time.
Yeah, I think they're like, well, this is nice, but we're not that religious, so what's the point? But it's lovely community if you are.
Absolutely.
And they like the music and stuff like that. And
Dan always likes the stories.
Yeah, the Jews get some good stories. I mean, I've taken, I think they've been to like a couple bat mitzvahs since. So
okay.
Yeah. I mean, my ex was Catholic, so I went to many Christmas churches.
Oh,
and
the midnight mass?
Full midnight mass.
That's
and
what
I
my mom
loved it because it's like, I'm not.
That's what it is.
It's
I'm
like going
no.
to see a show because you're not, it's not for you.
I know. And I'm like,
there's no guilt.
I don't want to be out at midnight at Christmas. I want to be eating and drinking and maybe opening gifts. Okay.
No, I was doing Harmony to Silent Night. Like I was in it.
You're like, how many more songs do we have before we get out of here?
Yeah.
You're like, do you need me to take over? Is your voice okay?
I was like, can I get a wafer? I'm starving.
So, okay, this happens. Now you're like, we're going to Mexico.
Yeah. So full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. What are you doing? What do you have to do to get to Mexico? Who's marrying you? Like, how does this happen? Do you get married here? Like, and not like that's what we did because we were a destination wedding.
We were going to get married by a rabbi, and we had one all set and picked out who was cool with queer weddings, which was amazing in Mexico. And then found out that Tony was Catholic and couldn't marry us anyway.
Whoa.
Because it's like not, because the rabbi was conservative. So we couldn't find a Reform rabbi in Mexico. We found a conservative rabbi who was like, yeah, gay's great, not Catholic.
I mean, shout out to the Catholics for really like digging deep.
Sorry.
Like, you know what your standards are. I mean, like that is crazy.
So funny.
That is hilarious.
They were like, we're fine for you guys to have all the queer sex, but not Catholicism. We do no Jesus, all vagina.
Yeah.
Like, we're just like, no, thank you.
Vagina all day, Jesus. I was going to ask you, did the Hacienda have Jesus things? Like any like Jesus like in the murals?
I think probably.
Yeah.
But the guy, I don't know, the guy who ran it was just like super nice.
Super
and he
cool.
was like, I love New York. I love Sex and the City. Like, he was so excited for like, making us tequila. Like, everyone was so lovely.
Right. Oh my God. I love that the rabbi was like, I mean, no Catholics.
No Catholics.
Like,
yeah.
I don't understand, but you know what? That's a whole other thing. Yeah.
A friend of ours married us. It was I wrote the ceremony.
Oh, fabulous. Did you sing at your wedding?
I didn't sing. No,
okay.
No. But our goal was to like, Tony's non-binary and we were polyamorous. And at the time we weren't out as poly to like any of our family.
Okay.
And most of our friends, all of our friends knew.
Okay.
But a lot of our family did not know we were polyamorous or non-monogamous.
Okay.
So I wrote specific, like I did a traditional Jewish ceremony, but I rewrote it without gender. And then I changed a lot of like the traditional things that happen to be basically no binary.
Okay.
Like no women do this, men do this.
Oh,
and then I changed our vows to kind of include our poly vows, but kind of snuck them in there
undercover.
Like we'll support like the people that we bring into our lives, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Which is basically like we'll be nice to our metamors.
I think I had friends that did that and I didn't realize too. Like I didn't realize at the time, and I'm like, they took a lot of things out, and I was like, oh, why? And now I'm like, oh, I yeah. So again, it wasn't like
I took out everything that had to do with monogamy out of the wedding ceremony.
I love it. You're like, this is, you guys might not know this, or you might, first of all, no one even knows what the wedding vows are probably supposed to be at this point. And so you took a traditional Jewish vows, and because I
took the traditional Jewish like ceremony and I kind of like revamped it.
I love that.
I did a good job actually. I should probably sell it. It's a great ceremony.
Does anyone want to buy it? Is anyone here?
Like, it's a really, because we're writers and like
for sure.
I was like, this is actually really nice. Like it's like it was really a homage to the traditional stuff, like the circling stuff, but we circled each other equally. Anyway, I was really proud of the ceremony.
You should be, and I feel like, even if that wasn't the case, I feel like you would have rewritten it for other reasons anyway, because maybe it was outdated or you didn't feel that way. Or, again, like I think more people now write their own vows in general.
Yeah.
I love, my cousins did the descent of Ruth Bader Ginsburg about gay marriage.
Oh, wow.
I believe, would that be correct? I feel like she wrote the dissent, or no, wait.
I think, she wrote.
Is it? No, wait, what? Go ahead. Dan's going like this.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg did not dissent.
I think she did it.
Yeah, because that would mean that
I was like,
lost.
the word dissent is wrong, but
she wrote the opinion.
She did the like based on some.
Yeah. Sorry, I said dissent, everyone. So
and I'm like the dissent.
I'm like, totally wait a minute.
I totally was like listening to your words, but not absorbing what that word was. I was
as
like,
soon as I said
she
it,
did descend. Yeah.
as soon as I said it, I'm like, no, but they won. Like, that's not the word. Okay, so they had that, and I love that. They said it at the end, like, and it was an amazing thing about like marriage and love, and it was great. So like, yeah, and I feel like, I think everyone feels like, I think if you get married older too, and when I say older, over the age of 25, like, I think you do want to say other things, or just like,
because you're not under I don't know, everyone has different relationships with their parents, but I feel like when you're younger, you're more like attached to being the child or the daughter of your parents.
Right.
And then when you're older, you're hopefully more like two adults. So
Hopefully.
you can do your own, hopefully.
Yeah.
You can do your own thing, and you know who you are.
Right. And I think maybe even kind of piggybacking on that, it's like, if you're younger, your parents might be paying for it, and then you feel like very much
literally,
like yeah. And did you guys pay for your wedding in Mexico?
We did, yeah.
You did,
yeah.
Do you want to tell me a number?
So I actually asked Tony last night. I was like, what was the range? And we were like going through our Excel sheet because like it'd been like, because I was like, what is it? And I was like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I think we did it for like 30 maybe.
Amazing. Like in 4 days? Like you had 4 or 5 days
I think
there?
we did it somewhere between, I want to say like mid 30 to mid 30, but this was also, because we stayed at the Hacienda, but like the people who came, we didn't cover all the rooms of the Hacienda.
Right.
So we kind of like did our room, which was pretty nice, but we paid for a lot, but the Hacienda wasn't that pricey because it was like in the middle of not at a fancy like touristy resort.
Right. This is why people go away to get married.
A chill, locally owned place. So there was not a lot of gouging,
Okay.
Everything was really like chill. So it wasn't, not like that's not a lot of money.
No. Yeah. But I'm not going to say like, but in the terms of weddings and you guys paying for it and going away, that's amazing.
And we probably looked at places in Brooklyn that we liked that were going to be about 60 to 80 for a night.
I was going to say one night.
And that was going to be a basic I want to say basic like
package.
Folding chairs not comfortable, like pay for each folding chair.
Right.
Like you pay
$2.
for like $50 for the can't cuts the cake. Can't bring your own knife. Like it's New York,
Right.
So we were like, oh, like no.
What was the most important thing for you guys for the wedding?
I think we probably have different answers. I want to say I wanted good photos, but we didn't get good photos, so it's like trauma.
Okay.
But the photos are fine. It's just I didn't know the photographer, and I don't think that he saw the gaze was off. I can't. That's the only way I can explain it. Like I just don't think he saw
the vision that you.
Yeah, but they were fine, but I just don't think he saw me in particular. So, and I didn't, or maybe I was just tense all day and it's not his fault at all. But I've talked to professionals and they're like, that's not okay.
Okay.
Some of them are okay, but a lot of them are not great photos. But that was important to me. But also I kind of wanted the people coming to have a good time.
I love it.
And they were coming so far. I mean, this is like they have to fly in to this place, then Guadalajara, then drive from Guadalajara. It's like a whole thing. Guadalajara, sorry.
No, you're great.
So it was a trip from New York and from wherever people were coming. And then also it was like all of our queer friends and poly friends were coming with my family, and then Tony's parents were there. So it was such a mix. So I kind of wanted everyone to meet and hang out. And that was my goal, is like they all like each other, and like, I don't know, to see my dad and brother and sister like dancing with my gay friends in New York who they never would hang out with was super cool.
I love that. How many people were there?
I think we brought in, 50, 45,
Perfect.
50.
Okay.
Yeah.
So around 50, let's say. And I love that. You're like, you just wanted your life to mix with your family, like where you are right now. And I love that. And I think, again, I know I'm older than you, but like, I think that was something like, like to have all my friends at the same place of different parts of my life and then my family, like that's that was awesome. That was awesome to see everyone in the same place at the same time. And also, like, I did always want to have a destination, mostly because they had to be together for a couple days. Like, you couldn't go in and out.
We
You had to
wanted
have
people
breakfast.
to be like trapped in a community
Yeah,
space.
we wanted to trap you. Sorry, everybody. But no, I went to like Scotland, and I was like, I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner with these people, and we're still friends. But I never knew them before. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I have so many more questions, but we do have to end soon. So here are the
We got to get these dresses
Yeah,
off.
we got to get these dresses off. Here are the last
We're
two
losing
questions.
oxygen.
Yeah. Okay, we got to get Mindy out of here.
Mama's going down. Mama's at 96. No.
Keep the microphone in front of you, Mindy. Here's the two questions I ask everyone at the end. Would you change anything if you could? Or what would you change from your wedding? And the answer could be nothing.
Yeah, I don't think I'd change anything. I'd probably be in my body. Like, I think I was in my body 80% of the time, which I think is great.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
But I would love to pop that up to 95.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay.
But I wasn't in somatic therapy at the time. So for 80% without
Wait,
being
what kind of therapy?
somatic,
What is that?
it's like of the body
Okay.
versus like the brain.
The
I
brain,
guess.
but get out of your head into your body.
Like how,
Okay.
like where do you feel that versus how telling me
Okay.
a story. I mean, that's not any somatic therapy. Like that's not the definition, but
Call in. We don't care.
I don't know.
So wait, can you answer this quickly? And
Yeah,
you don't have
I'll
to,
be
but
quick.
like the 20%, what do you think was the 20% you were out of like your body and more
I
in
think
your brain?
I was trying to control
Oh,
things. So I think I was like dissociating because I was like, is
Yeah.
is
like
everyone
get the
happy?
cake
Like
done, get the food
controlling
out.
how hot the sun felt, the food,
Oh.
just like
Mhm.
everything what I was trying to orchestrate. So when that part comes out, there's like another part of me that comes out with a headset, and my source self just goes away. And that part's like, can we get that sundown? Thank you so much. But I wanted to be like more present.
Right. And you know what? We got married like in a hot place too, and it is something to think. You're like, these people are gonna die out here. Like
Yeah.
I was like, where's the sunscreen? We need to have it in a basket, and we need coverings. And by the way, none of that happened because it ended up being a storm. But but I get it. Like you're like
control.
you can't control.
You want the Jews? The Jews like to talk, so I wanted the limited number of Jews there to be like, we're comfortable.
Oh, I
And
get
they
it.
were, and I was happy about
Okay,
that.
yeah, you're like if you sent the Jews home fine, you're like, oh my God, I nailed it. I nailed a wedding.
My dad was super happy.
No one
and
complained.
Nobody complained. Yeah.
What?
My
Okay.
dad loved it. My dad drank tequila. Like it was great.
Oh well, congratulations to you. Look at that. And last question, we have to take a sip so we don't get cursed. What piece of
Pellegrino.
yeah, Pellegrino. What piece of advice would you give anyone listening to this, watching it, about to get married? What would you say?
I would say, can I swear?
Yes.
I would say fuck everything you've been taught about what weddings are supposed to be, and fuck everything you've been taught about what marriage is supposed to be.
Ooh.
And I would just like really get into like the weeds with your partner about what your marriage is going to be about, and then plan a celebration about starting that journey, whatever that means for you. So screw like all the other shit, like figure out how you want to design your marriage, like spend a day doing that, have a good time, go on a retreat, make it a whole thing. And then you can plan the celebration worthy or that represents what that journey is going to be like. And then I think you'll be happy.
I think that is awesome, what you just said. I couldn't have said it better. Like, just to think about what you and the person you are marrying really think about that. Because I think maybe I drove like, oh, I wanted to be married. And then when we really decided to get married, I'm like, why?
Uh-huh.
And like, we had the best wedding day. It's the best day of my life for sure. I mean, not the best. I mean, like it's one of the best days, but it was seriously such a great day. And I always tell people that I'm like, you're going to have the best day and it's nothing, you're not going to, it's not going to be what you thought.
Yeah.
Because you can't plan on being married till you get married. Like you're always a guest. And it's very different. And I think we plan for the guests. Like I was always like, how are they going to feel? Like you said, like, can I get my dad to feel okay? Like, can I make all my in-laws or my family feel okay? Can I make the food? It is not that. And so I think what you said, you couldn't have said it better. And I think at the end of the day, it's about the two people that are getting married.
Yeah.
And if you can make it about that, I feel like it is successful. But again, I don't know if I did a good job on ours, but I feel like at the end of
I don't know if we did what I said, but
right before I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, I love you. Like, it doesn't matter. But I'm glad we did. By the way, so glad we did, because it really was an amazing day. But leading up to it, if I could have like pulled that like cord main, like, nope, I would have done it, because I was like, what are we doing? Because I don't think we thought about what you're saying. Like, I mean, we did, we're old, whatever, but like, just like to really think about, why are we doing this?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, thank you guys so much for listening. For Mindy, I can't thank you enough for being here, putting
Thanks
your
for
dress
having
back
me.
on. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. I could spend 4 more hours with you. I need like so many more lessons. And thank you. #YOWO, YOWO, YOWO. And thank you so much, Mindy.
Cheers.
Everyone have a great day. Thank you for watching You Only Wear It Once.